Welcome to CX&Chill, the real, raw, customer experience podcast from Exo Studios, the creative arm of Extendops. Join us as your host, Sean McCreery, sit-downs with the crew of Lizard Films, founder and producer Jorge de la Parra, producer coordinator Donna Zaragoza, and director post-producer Eric Virgen. In this episode, we explore the art of storytelling and the power it holds to connect us all. Tune in as we dive into the importance of genuine narratives, showcasing diverse and authentic life stories, and exciting collaborations with Netflix. Enjoy!
So we're on. Right. Awesome. Well, hello everyone. A special edition of CX&Chill. By the way, Memo, what camera am I looking at right now? Just anywhere?
This one.
This one. What if I look at that? I guess that's for them, not
Yeah.
Cool. Anyways, I'm super excited here to be at Lizard Films. We've been working a little bit with Lizard Films here at Extendops, so I'm excited to be sitting here with the team to talk to you guys a little bit more about what you do and I think how we're going to be working together in the future. So I think it'd be great if we can first maybe just do a round of introductions.
Okay. Well, I'm Jorge. I'm the CEO from Lizard Films. It's an honor to be here with you. Well, you
me here.
Yes,
yeah.
with us. Thank you. And we work a lot with you. And let me show you. Well, you.
Introvert?
Okay. She's Donna. Donna Zaragoza. Okay.
I'm Donna. I'm a TV host and I'm a producer coordinator from Lizard Films. And I'm very honored to be here with you. Thank you for the invitation.
Yeah, thanks for, I guess, having me here.
I'm Eric Virgen. It's Eric Virgen.
Virgin.
Eric Virgen. Eric
You're
Virgen. I'm a films director. I work here in Lizard Films. I'm used to direct the projects that we made. We currently working in the post-production of a series. And yes, I don't know what else to say.
He's a legend.
I'm
And he's a master.
I've heard very good things about you both from her. So, and you obviously have a very interesting story that we'll talk about here. So, so for us at Extendops, right, we've recently launched what we call Exo Studios, which I think is right there. But our Exo Studios team, right, is more or less our experiential marketing agency within our company. And sort of, I think the inspiration behind that was, I think in the industry that we're in the customer experience space, I think everyone talks about, the people that work for them and that they're different, but I think everyone just says it. And I think for us, we wanted to show it. And I wanted to share this story of building the company and also showcasing the many talents that we have within the organization. I'd love to hear sort of the story behind Lizard Films, right? We were talking before and you sort of shared with me sort of your background and how Lizard Films start, but I'd love to hear a little bit more about that.
Okay, well, my beginnings was in a TV channel here in Mexico, in Televisa, when I was 17 years old. And we are a travel TV program, a road trip TV program. And I think in 2010, we made our first feature film here in Mexico, and when we do that, with the doors are open for us, and we work actually with Netflix and Amazon and every
no-name companies. No one's heard of it before, right?
No-name company platform, a lot of platform.
Very cool.
Yeah. It's great to work here in Guadalajara because. The human talent here is, I think it's amazing. I don't know why, but the people here, they have I don't know what in your paint. It's awesome to work here.
It's like a certain, I've noticed the same thing because, for us in our business, as we've expanded in Mexico, we've really sort of started focusing a lot in Jalisco. I mean, Puerto Vallarta is fun because, who doesn't like the beach and tanning a little bit? But Guadalajara has been, has more or less become our innovation hub for the company. And that's actually where our XO Studios team space is, here in the city. And I don't know, there's a certain grit, like there's a certain edginess that comes, I think, with a lot of people that have come to our company. And it sounds, from our previous conversations, you sort of experienced the same. So you were talking about, so you're doing work with Netflix, and some of these other no-name companies. Like, how has that experience been? I mean, that's pretty crazy, the story of starting this company and then working with some of these major brands.
Yeah, it's crazy, but here in Jalisco, to the beginning, the industry or filming here, it's too difficult because every concentration or opportunities are in Mexico City,
Yeah.
But we 10 years ago, a lot of people here, it's there's happened in Jalisco. There's happened, I don't know what is this, but it's too crazy that that platforms they want to be in here in Jalisco, no in Mexico City. Mexico City is the most important
Place.
but it's very important to the industry of film in Latin America, right? But in Jalisco, there's a lot of house of productions, but we have the most Mexican city in Mexico because we have tequila, mariachi, and charreria, and we have a lot of landscapes for our spots to filming here in Mexico. We have everything. We have beach and
I've experienced a little bit of the tequila scene recently, which has been, pretty fun. So, but what you're saying is, Mexico City's overrated, and people want to come to Jalisco instead?
No, I mean, there's a lot of, in CDMX is the industry, the roots of the industry, right? There is the biggest schools in the industry.
I see.
The movies, in the, I don't know, in the 15s or 16s, this golden era of cinema in Mexico was all about CDMX, and they film movies that was amazing. And now on our days, still are like the a school for all the cinematographers, right? But what Jorge is saying is that now Guadalajara, all the producers, even foreign producers, are turning their eyes into Guadalajara because we have a lot of landscapes, a lot of opportunities, a lot of talent.
I see.
We have a lot of, we are a big city, right? But not as big as CDMX. So there's a lot of spots that are, it's an industry that is more friendly. You can get easier some stuff. Some of them even cheaper, but not for lack of quality.
Yep.
Because in Guadalajara, it's an industry that is getting old, big, but we are still like in baby steps a little bit.
Mexico City sort of, been there, done that. Whereas
Guillermo del Toro is
Jalisco.
from Guadalajara.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
And he just won another Oscar.
Oh,
He's
wow.
international.
from
Famous.
Pinocho.
So I guess what I'm hearing, though, is
He is from here.
Jalisco is maybe more authentic.
Yes,
Mexico.
and it's a very good place to start.
I see.
Because when you go to the city and you want to...
It's too big.
It's too big, it's too crowded, it's too...
I agree. I keep, anytime I fly there, I always get delayed.
Yeah.
Also, I'm from a even smaller city. I'm from the big Nayarit, so this is a really small city. I don't know if I can call it city, but the thing is that working here in Guadalajara with the crews, with the gaffers, DPs, directors here in Guadalajara, you see the difference that of working here and working in CDMX. In CDMX is different. The people is it's a little bit more stress, I guess. I don't know.
Mexico City.
It's
I've had interesting interactions with some people from Mexico City. It's a different place. Different.
It's huge, but the industry is very small. Like,
I
I
see.
mean, like
Yes,
they're very
that is also-
like close. You know what I'm saying? Here in Guadalajara, you have more opportunity because we have the talent and we're not that close. We're making things, we're creating. Lizard Films have made so many projects that has been in the international spot. And sometimes in Mexico City, you don't get that.
I see. That makes
Only
sense.
the main companies, but not like individually.
yeah,
like,
there's a lot of young talent here.
So up and coming talent, and it sounds like these big companies that you're working with, the Amazons of the world
Yeah.
and such. I mean, they sort of recognize that and they see that, and they're more or less wanting to come here and work with the talent here, and I guess maybe the more authentic Mexico that there is here. There's different elements that represent.
And we have a spot to a modern city here. You know, we have a lot of contrast. We have parts of Guadalajara that too are so modern. We have buildings very high, you know, and Mexico, traditional Mexico here. We have you put your camera right here and turn to the right, and we have a little town, no?
Yeah, you can be like very cosmopolitan.
Yeah.
You can be very like the tradition of your roots. Like you have a beach in 3 hours away driving. You have forest 2 hours away driving, and you don't have that in Mexico City.
Sounds like California a little bit for me.
Kind of,
You kinda
yeah.
can drive a few hours in every
Yeah.
direction and get a little
Yeah.
taste of
That's
everything.
why it's gonna be the new Hollywood, baby.
Yeah, I'm a big fan of Guadalajara here. So I've been watching a little bit of TV when I come here. I've been traveling here more for work, you know, catching up with my telenovelas and stuff like that, which is exciting. But you know, I was on the TV and I actually saw you on one of the stations there. But it sounds like there could be some changes in terms of, you know, who's hosting what shows. I mean, tell me a little bit more about what you're up to.
Right now?
Or yeah,
Okay,
right now.
I used to be on a TV show, very successful in Guadalajara, and well, it shows in national TV too. It was for entertainment, so I did all the interviews and all this cool stuff. But now I'm gonna be focusing in some projects that we're making. We're gonna have surprises. We're gonna talk about them later with you in another podcast.
I like that. That's cool.
It's very interesting. We want to make history from our spot. So we want that. We don't want to only do things to work or like just to get something done. We want to get done something that we feel very proud of it, and that we can help other people to make their dreams come true.
So let me ask you, like, in terms of the projects you take on, right? Because I mean, you know, I've had the opportunity to speak, you know, with you, Jorge, quite a bit. And you know, it sounds like you guys have a lot of different things going. Like how, like from just a creativity standpoint, you know, when you're selecting projects, right, or things that you want to focus on, like, what's your process there? Like, how do you go, like, this project sucks, or, oh, this project could be really cool and sort of, you know, change things, as you just said?
Like right now, we have a nonprofit association, and we want to make things happen to do that, because there's a lot of work to do, and we want everyone to know it and to know these stories about these Wirráricas women. It's a Mexican ancient roots, that indigenous, that sometimes you feel that you are like far away from them because they're there. You don't even know where they live, how they do things, but probably you're wearing something that they made.
Maybe. Yeah.
Maybe.
They're very possible.
You know what I'm saying?
I think so.
And I think humans are like very connected, and we want to show that and make a story about it.
So it's really showcasing sort of people, right, and telling their stories. Is that the so I guess I'm curious, right, because I'm really into the whole content space right now, and you know, for me, like starting Extend Ops, you know, I've had the really unique experience of spending a lot of times in different countries that I never thought I'd be in as much, and actually truly working with, either people from the country directly within my company or, partnering with, companies like yourself. So, I mean, how, like, when you're, when you sort of identify, something that's exciting or a project you want to do, right? More or less, I think like you just shared, sort of showcasing people, right? I mean, are you approaching people, right? Are they approaching you? Like, how does that process sort of work? I'm curious.
I think it's both. We detect the story, the first is the we are in Mexico or here in Guadalajara or here in Lizard Films. We are good for tell the story. This is the principal thing that we are take a project, and after that we want to view at the monitor or the TV, and there something, I don't know, everybody here think about transmit something,
Mm-hmm.
This is the main thing that we are take a project or write about a project, and this is our philosophy,
Yeah.
and after that the magic is coming.
And it sounds like you're the facilitator of all this magic.
Well, yes, I like how the sound of that. Now, for example, we have several projects, as Jorge said, that people maybe in a small conversation or they approaching to us, and they like say to us something that they feel that is interesting for them, or we see in this case of the Radicas, we see an amazing story that no one knows and deserve to be told. So the first thing we seek in when we are taking a project or choose to develop a project is it have something that is important for other people to know about that. For example, we film a series about wine, but it's not about wine. It's about all the people that make the wine, and all those people have interesting stories. The Wiraricas, in this case of this association, it's amazing what this association have done for these people, especially for the woman of this of the Wiraricas. So we see and we are like, we can tell this with this story. We can make, I don't know, conscious about that, and we also want the people to feel like they are in it. The magic we do is we like you, the spectator, the one who is watching it, to feel that you are in it with us, that you're feeling the story, because now it's your story too. So we always try to take the projects that way. I know it's not. I think there's not a time now. Since now we have never been like, now that story doesn't deserve to be told. I think we never do that. We always find a way, because every story is interesting. Yes, but everything, every story deserves to be told on some point, and we try to take what is important about that. For example, that we were talking about.
Yeah, I mean, speaking of, exciting stories, right? The story of a call center. I mean, what is, more exciting than that? I mean...
And you can say, maybe it's, that is not a story that worth to be told, but it is. That is the magic about movies.
Now, today's been, meeting with the team here. It's been, for me personally, a huge confidence booster, right? Because, I've been told call center is cool and exciting. And I mean, I'm just kidding. It is cool and exciting. I do it every day, and I did it for a reason. So, but it sounds like, from what you're describing, right? It's sort of like, it's more or less looking at the people, behind what's actually being done, right? Like the wine making, for example. And it's sort of a combination of almost like a documentary / like reality TV, and sort of fusing those two things. If that's
to tell
right.
The story is very important, but it also how you tell the story.
Yes.
The way is very important, like the team, all the pieces of the puzzle that comes like you have nothing, and then you have one piece and another piece, another piece, and the piece, and you complete everything, and then you see it in the screen or in your TV, and you're like, oh my God, all this work is making sense, and it's telling a story that you don't know who's watching, you don't know who's what person that it's behind and is watching. Maybe he gets a motivation of something, or maybe he was in a certain time of his life that he needed to listen that message, your story, and someone is watching, and you're like, oh my God, he started a company at this age, and now he's very successful, and he's making it by himself. Oh my God, I can do it. I can do it. Like, you know, like, you don't know who's watching. And so tell stories sometimes gives you like another opportunity in life to start and have the life that you want to have.
That's amazing. So, I mean, and like for like the winemaking, I guess, sort of series that you've done, right? This was for what platform, what brand?
For Amazon.
This is for Amazon. Right. So I've heard Amazon, I've heard, Netflix, I've heard a few, I think maybe Apple too, I may have heard. Like, I mean, I don't know if I can ask you guys what's your favorite one. I don't want to, alienate any of the brands or anything like that, but I guess how is it working with like an Amazon or a Netflix? Like that's pretty crazy experience.
Yes, because we always to deliver the product in Mexico say enlatado, when you give the product, but the platforms put very specific points in the quality, the everything that in Guadalajara in Blizzard Films that we have. And yes, it's very crazy because
like the checkpoint list.
Yes.
Oh, really?
Like you need to have this visual standard check. So you need to have like this
camera, the equipment,
the lighting,
the director.
So there's a certain,
like
I wouldn't call it micromanagement, but they certainly provide a framework of like certain elements or aspects they want.
Standards for their platform. At the end is
I see. That makes sense. That's like, so which one, like in terms of standards, right? Is there one that's like a little bit more strict or a little bit more stringent?
Netflix is
the standard, right? In this moment.
Really?
Yeah, it's standard.
If
you work for Netflix, it's easier to work with another platform.
Really?
Yeah.
So it's more like if you've done Netflix, then you can kind of
yes.
Not so Netflix is kind of setting the bar, it sounds like. So
we
Amazon, Apple, get your act. No, I'm kidding.
We do the production. I mean, we take care of the aspect of the production. Jorge manage of the traveling, the food, the accommodation, all the production, all the logistics is they take care of. It's not Netflix here or Amazon saying us how to do the things. When he manage all that stuff, we have the free of do our project as we want to, and then we deliver, and it's a good deliver. So they take it. Yeah.
So you have all the freedom as long as you get complete all the standards.
Yes, of course.
So then they don't intervene too much with sort of the creativity aspect. It's more or less like, these are the standards we expect for you to put content on our platform. Yeah. Please follow those.
And you can be as creative as you want.
Oh, it's so cool. Yeah. So
as long as you get the checkpoint list.
I see. And it sounds like Netflix is the one that has the most checklists that you need, or the most box you need to check.
Public, I don't know how to say that, a list of cameras, for example. Every year, Netflix put on public which camera can they're going to take, or which ones.
Oh, wow. Yeah, so you're just showing me the bodega back there. So that's why you have an arsenal of cameras, and you have to make sure it sort of meets the criteria there.
That equipment.
Wow. Yes. So you started the company, what year? 2016, you say, or?
When I was 21 years.
Oh, wow. So you started
is with another name.
Oh, okay. So then it became Lizard Films, right? So, I mean, what was it? I guess I'm curious, just being sort of a founder too, it's like when you first have that big break, right? When you have that first big client that you're working with, I mean, and it sounds like you guys are working sort of with all the major platforms. Like, what was the first one you worked with, and like, how was that experience?
What was my first big client?
Yeah.
Here in Mexico, there's a tourism secretary,
From government.
From the government, because I have a TV program for travel in Mexico, into Mexico, and this was my first big client, and after that, nearly an airline, because the name was Mexicana de Aviación, but it's closed for I don't know why, but this is a big brand of airplane.
Really?
Yeah.
So that was kind of the first one where like, wow, like this is real, like this is turning.
And after that, we do the spots, the commercial TV for that airline.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh, that's so cool. Like, so what, like for me, I always look back sort of to like in my company's like journey thus far, and like, were there any good war stories or anything crazy that happened when you were sort of doing that first big kind of show? But I assume there was probably plenty of drama and exciting stuff that happened behind the scenes.
And we believe that if in your destiny, you're gonna be somewhere, it's gonna happen, You know the story how I became a TV host? I didn't want it to be a TV host. Like my friends, the ones that are TV hosts, they're like, oh my God, since I was a child, I was like, I had this dream, I wanna be on a TV show, blah, blah, blah. That wasn't me at all. I was playing basketball. I was like doing nothing at all. But then I met Jorge and we were doing this project and he was like introducing me to this production in the world and I was amazed. I was
actually for MTV.
Really?
Yeah, it was for MTV with a card, right?
So it was this reality thing and I was doing my major in marketing. So I met Jorge because this production needed some marketing things, whatever. So, long story short, he told me, "Oh, come with me, be my coordinator. I need you to be my coordinator." Well, I was like what? I don't know anything about production. I'll show you, but I see something in you. I'll show you. And I was like, okay, I'll do it, and I love it. So he has this huge project about like action sports with motorcycles and these models that do crazy things.
BMX and
the BMX, like X Games type stuff, right? Yeah.
Like the competition, Red Bull racing or Red Bull, but it's a monster.
The monster,
monster.
Like these all the racings and they do like flips and crazy
so
things.
cool.
Flips and
Yeah, so we were in this meeting with the broadcast owner from this TV channel in Latin America and the owners of this project about the models, ¿cómo se llama? BMX? Whatever.
Yeah.
It was like, like very serious.
guy.
Really? Like BMX, they're serious, right?
Imagine a table with very formal adults. We were like the kids there, but we were just in a meeting and doing about this very important project or whatever. And I was a coordinator of it with him. And so we were there and then they were like, okay, we have this problem. We need a TV girl, a TV host with these characteristics and whatever. And
for to co-host with the main host.
Yeah, the main host, it was
ESPN.
Yeah,
really?
A big anchor from ESPN who has all the experience. And he had this TV show for like all Latin America, like very successful. And like, it was like something big. And we needed a girl that co-hosts that event. So in that meeting with these very important people, Jorge was like, it's gonna be Donna. And I was like,
what?
And he was like, say yes,
Yes,
say
you
yes.
can.
And I was like, with all this pressure, like everybody looking at me, and you have experience? And I was like, yeah. So imagine we were here in Guadalajara, we have the biggest stadium. It's called Estadio Jalisco. It's for 80,000 people.
Oh, wow.
Like huge.
It's a lot of people.
Event, it was going to be there and it was gonna be like full people, like I don't know, maybe 50,000 people, and it's gonna be on live TV for all
12.
Latin America.
12 countries.
12, like a live.
This is your debut as a host.
That was my first TV host ever.
It's one way to
And
rip
I
the
was like-
Band-Aid off.
I got so nervous that somehow I did it good. So now the people.
I guess it's your sports background, right? You're a basketball
Yeah.
player, you said?
Yeah,
You went
yeah.
from so it went basketball player to TV host. But now you're moving to the next phase of the career right now.
But that was my experience. Like he
Push you.
trusted me.
That's crazy. That's really like
He
so.
saw
That so
something
it
in
happened
me.
like it happened live, like in the meeting. It sounded like a very serious meeting, even though it's
Like
like
very-
extreme sports,
like-
which doesn't that's
Yes,
strange.
I believe a lot. I believe in people.
Now I say thank you. I think.
I believe with Eric is the same.
Yep.
It's a similar story. I mean, I wasn't hosting 8,000 people, but yes, I when I graduate, I'm not even I study animator. I'm an animator, and when I graduate, I was looking for a job of something that have to be with my career. So I find this job of editor. So he was looking for someone to edit. He already have other 2 editors, but he has a lot of work, so he need more. So I start working as that, but I have always wanted to be a director. That is something different about Donna. I have always known that I wanted to be that. As I was in the school, it was like I want to be a film director, that is what I want to do. So one day I told Jorge that no, I want to be that. So she started to give me little director's works. So I start to learn about it, and then a director from CDMX give us a pilot for a series, a science fiction, something that never hasn't been done here in Guadalajara, because
Science fiction.
Fiction.
What kind of science fiction?
I don't know if I can say it. I think-
Yes, you can. Yes, you
Wow, it's something that hasn't released yet.
Oh,
That
so
is
this
in-
is like wow.
Yes, it's now in the Netflix hands.
Oh wow.
But it wasn't something really big. So I mean, like when I say big, I say expensive as hell. This office was very crowded with a lot of actors from Mexico, some of them famous. So he was like, he's the director is from CDMX. He has this experience, blah blah blah. But you are going to be his assistants, because everybody know that previous you became a director, you need to be an assistant director. So, and I haven't had a lot of experience in with that big, projects. Even something fun that I was very nervous to. The first day, the DP, the photographer, was someone that is very good. And he was like saying stuff that I don't understand. We're gonna do this.
That happens to me a lot in Mexico.
And I was like, no, but some things technical, things that are the technicians things, like, you're gonna do this. Every director assistant know that. And I didn't know. I mean, I studied how to do it. I have previous experience in directing, assistant director, other things, but not as big as, So I remember that the photographer said to Jorge, he don't know. You don't know what is he doing. He don't know. And Jorge, instead of saying me like, hey, Al Royo or whatever, he talked to me and he said like, he said that you need to prove him he's wrong, so I did. And at the end, everything went well. That that project opened a lot of doors for me and for us. And the next project, he gave me the director
Oh wow.
share for the next project. And all the projects that we have done since that, he always choose me as a director.
Really?
Yes.
So you're a big empowerment guy, but your idea is like, let's just push people right into the deep end of the water, and you'll learn how to swim.
But also, he's very selective.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, it's not free.
You know when people are ready to sort of
You need
take
to be
that
good.
leap, and
Yeah, but Lisa Films, it's about them. It's not for me. It's about them. It's about the people, the equipment, the cameras. It's wherever. But the people, it's that I believe in people and everybody is from here, from Jalisco.
it's a matter of just sort of putting the right pieces in the right places, right?
We have to deliver.
Wow.
We have
I mean, that's huge though. Because for me, like, I've built my company based truly on the concept of empowerment, right? Like, I've had the awesome opportunity of spending all the time in different countries that I've gone to, and you realize how talented and amazing people are. And it's a matter, honestly, I think for a lot of people, it's just a matter of having an opportunity to showcase those talents, right? So, I mean, you more or less, very selective and figuring that out. And then you're like, hey, you're going to go in front of 80,000 people and you're going to do a sci-fi thing with Netflix as sort of your guys' first thing. So good luck.
Somehow it works out.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
Yeah,
That's super cool stories. But that's, kudos to you for like sort of believing in your people and putting them in those positions to be successful. And sounds like you guys did fairly well.
Well, it could have been like a very terrific end, like it could have been like a nightmare. But I mean, somehow it works out.
So you got to believe in your people at the end of the day. And you got to give your best people real opportunities, right? And you take that risk. I think, clearly you guys are doing some amazing work and doing awesome things. And I don't want to keep you guys here too long. So, since we're on the empowerment theme, right? That's obviously, again, something that's really big for our company at Extend Ops. And, we've been talking a little bit about some potential work we'll be doing. So, I guess I'm curious, just, you participated in our XO Live event. Yes. And sort of just the overall Puerto Vallarta festivities, if you will, some of our parties and stuff like that we like to do. But I guess we've talked about potentially doing a project where I think much like the wine, I guess the making of the wine and the sort of the docu-series you made there, sort of doing the same thing with the call center, right? And sort of showcasing the people that are behind it. And, I think philosophically, it sounds like there's a lot of alignment between, our two companies in terms of, I think the power of people, right? So I guess I'm curious, not to put you guys on the spot, but and I guess you guys can kind of hit me with the sales pitch if you will right now. But what's intriguing about what you've seen from, personally, coming to Puerto Vallarta the other week, and just from, I guess, our brief conversation we had earlier. What's interesting about sort of showcasing call center life?
Okay. Yeah. When we are, or with Jorge and your team, in Puerto Vallarta, and I saw that. How can you connect with your people? I say to Eric, to the same message. I say that here is something for to tell a story, because it's impression to the people integrate in cómo se integran.
How
they connect with you. And for me, it's we need to tell this story for the people, for the spectator. For me, it's blow my mind for you, and for how the activities and how the organization in that place, how it does is
horrible party venue.
Wow,
yes.
Yeah,
we have already shot in there.
Yeah, and I don't know, what do you think?
I think Jorge is very selective, as we said. People with the projects, he's very, very, very selective, and I know he has had some offers, much money, or very powerful people, and he has declined it because he doesn't feel the vibe. He's like, I didn't connect with the people. I didn't connect with the idea. But if he doesn't feel like it's the right thing, even though they offer him millions or whatever, he won't do it.
Yep.
So he was telling me about you and your company, and he was like, Donna, you need to meet him. You need to know what he's doing, how has been all this path of this journey on his company, how he connects with people. And I know we're going to make something spectacular. I hope we can transmit the idea that we have in our mind, because it's going to be amazing. I mean, we have the story, right? And the vibe.
Yes, what I find very interesting about telling this story of a call center, as I told you, when Jorge, I was here already. Yeah, I was working, and Jorge sent me a message and she said, like, you have to see this company is like very fun. It's not like your normal company that you imagine of this idea of a square company with everyone is gray and everyone is working and no life and no soul and no, So we have already saw something that your team have filmed in Philippines, I guess, and it was really fun. And what I think was like, I want to tell this story. I want to tell people that there's another way to work that is not something you hate, because sometimes in this world that is very mainstream, if you want to say it, there's a lot of works that you do just because you have to
pay your bills.
Pay your bills, and there's jobs that you hate, and this is something that is not about the call center, So the call center is a need, it's a business, it's something out there, but there is more. You don't have to hate it. That is the message I want to tell the people. And if we can make the other companies to look at it and say we can change the people's life.
Yep.
We can change the people, that we can give them the job they need, but also something they loved. So I think that is very important. As we were saying, that is a story I think deserves to be told.
Fully agreed. I mean, I think, especially in this industry, I think, I think traditionally there's a lot of big companies that kind of dominate the space, and I think to an extent dictate terms, right? And people aren't viewed as their numbers, right? Yeah. And more or less it's about maintaining margins and keeping shareholders happy. But, I think a lot of these, larger companies sort of, I don't want to speak for any of them here, but I think they forget about the human aspect of it all, totally. Right? And I think the people behind, the business and who's actually making it all happen. And, again, I've had the unique experience, spending a lot of time with my teams, individuals at all levels of the organization. And, I've been incredibly inspired by their stories, their commitment, their hard work. Like, people are good, people are talented, and people care. And honestly, it's been challenging for me to find individuals like that in the US. But when I go to the Philippines, when I go to Mexico, and I go to some of the other countries, I meet all these individuals that have these incredibly inspirational stories, and they're committed and they care. And honestly, what they need is, I think, much like what you did for, both Donna and Eric here, where it's like, they just need the opportunity, right? And I think you give them the opportunity to shine. All the potential's there, all the talent's there. It's just more or less giving them that one shot to showcase it to the world.
And normally, I think employees work for the owner's dream, and they work so hard for someone else's dream.
Yep.
And in your company, you make them feel part of that dream, and they want to be there because it's fun. They can live for working in a job that they actually love, and they have fun, and you care about them, not only to pay them check.
Yeah.
You care about them, like, how they're gonna have fun, or how are they gonna get more motivated, or how they're gonna be happy about their job.
It's true empowerment, right? So and it's a matter of just putting the right people in the right places, giving that real opportunity, and then letting them do what they're capable of doing, right? And having that trust. right? Even just what you shared about Eric, right? When, director comes to you and it's like, wow, this is a huge opportunity. Like, what do I do? And you more or less, continue to double down and invest in your people, which is incredibly awesome, admirable. And, I like to think I try to do the same thing with our team as well. So anyways, guys, I don't want to keep you here too long. I know it's already really late. Thank you guys so much for, letting me join you in your studio and, do this podcast here. But guys, thank you so much. And I have a feeling this won't be the last time I do this. So anyways, guys, thank you so much and we'll talk soon.
And that wraps up our fantastic first season of CX&Chill. It's been an absolute blast having you with us on this incredible journey through the world of customer experience. But the fun isn't over. Season 2 is just around the corner, and we can't wait to have you back for more exciting episodes. A big thanks to all of you and our amazing guests. If you haven't caught up on all the episodes, there's no better time than now to binge watch. Follow us on social media and chill. See you soon.
And that's our show. CX&Chill is a production of EXO Studios, the creative marketing arm of ExtendOps, with today's host, Sean McCreery. Executive producer is Sean McCreery. Producers David Spear, Clarissa Coronado, and Memo Davalos. Editors and videographers Santiago Aguirre, Alfonso Ramirez. Graphic support from Jordan Madrid, and social media guru Claudia Corona.